Okay, let's be real for a second. The IELTS speaking test, it can be super stressful. You sit down with the examiner, that recorder starts, and poof, your mind just goes blank. But what if I told you there's a secret that could completely change your confidence and, more importantly, your score?
I mean, what if you knew exactly what to focus on for a full quarter of your total mark? Well, today, we're going to unlock that secret.
Welcome to the Explainer by IELTS Guide Phil on YouTube. In this guide, we're breaking down some absolutely key insights to help you master two of the most critical parts of the speaking test.
All right, let's get right into it. We're calling this the 25% secret. And trust me, understanding this is a total game changer for how you prepare.
And there it is, 25%. A massive chunk of your speaking score boils down to just two things, fluency and coherence. Now, that's not a scary number, it's a huge opportunity. If you focus your practice right here, you can seriously boost your final band score.
Okay, so what do these two words, fluency and coherence, even mean when it comes to the IELTS test? Let's really break them down so you know exactly what that examiner is listening for. This is a great way to see it. Think of it like this. Fluency is all about the flow. You know, how smoothly and naturally the words come out of your mouth. And coherence? That's all about the logic. It's about making sense, connecting your ideas so they're super easy for the examiner to follow. You absolutely need both to get those high scores.
Now, when it comes to fluency, a big mistake people make is thinking they have to talk super fast. Nope, the examiner isn't looking for you to speak at 1,000 miles an hour. They're just listening for a nice, natural pace. You know, with not too much hesitation, a few ums and ahs, totally normal. But constant stopping and starting, yeah, that's going to hurt your score. And they really want to hear that connected speech where your words just flow together.
And then there's coherence. This one is all about structure. You got to ask yourself, are my ideas in a logical order? Am I using good linking words? You know, things like moreover or as a result to help guide the listener? And this is a big one. Are you actually answering the question they asked, or are you just jumping all over the place with random ideas?
All right, so theory is great and all, but hearing the difference in action, that's where it really clicks. We're going to listen to two very different answers to the same question so you can actually hear how these scores are built.
So as you listen to these next two examples, I want you to play examiner for a second. Ask yourself, what are the big differences you hear? What's separating a decent score from a really great one?
Okay, here's the first one. You can just hear the hesitation, can't you? The little pauses, that self-correction, to Japan. The vocabulary is pretty basic. We hear good a couple of times. The ideas are kind of there, but they're just not connected smoothly. This is a classic example of what a band 5 or maybe a band 6 sounds like.
And now, listen to this one. Wow, the difference is just night and day, isn't it? The speech just flows so easily. It kicks off with a really strong, confident word like unforgettable, and then uses a great connector like moreover to add another interesting point. This is what a high band score sounds like.
So the big question is, how do you get from that first example to the second one? Well, it's not magic. It's all about having the right tools in your toolkit. So let's get into some super practical do's, don'ts, and quick fixes that you can start using like today. All right, for fluency, the number one thing is practice, practice, practice. Seriously, record yourself. It can be a little cringy at first, but it's the best way to hear where you're hesitating. And here's a massive tip. Try to think in English instead of translating everything from your native language in your head. It's a game changer. And please, remember, fluency is not about speed. Don't rush it. It's all about that nice, steady, natural pace. Now for coherence. This one is all about having a mini plan. Before you open your mouth, just take a split second to think, okay, what's my main point? What's one or two things I can say to back that up? And I'm begging you, try to move beyond just using and, but, and so all the time. When you use a variety of linking words, it just shows the examiner you've got so much more in your vocabulary toolbox. So let's talk about some of the most common traps people fall into. A lot of students just lean way too hard on those basic connectors, or they try to correct every single little mistake they make. The fix? Build up your collection of linking phrases and learn to just let the small mistakes go. Seriously, clear communication is way more important than being perfect. Oh, and one more thing. Don't even think about using memorized answers. The examiners can spot those from a mile away. Okay, so you've got the knowledge, which is awesome. But now you need a plan of attack, right? So here's how you can start putting all this stuff into practice, starting today with a really simple daily routine. This little 4-step plan is honestly your key to making real progress. First, shadow reading. Just listen to native speakers and repeat what they say. It's amazing for getting the rhythm of English. Second, the topic expansion. Grab any topic, literally anything, and just talk about it for 2 minutes. This forces you to build your ideas logically. Third, the connector challenge. Actively try to use new linking words. And finally, recording analysis. This is your secret weapon for tracking your progress. Try to do this every week and you will see a difference.
And one last super important tip for test day itself. Just relax. Seriously, the examiner is not there to trick you. They actually want you to do well. So try to think of it more like a conversation, not some scary interrogation. When you're relaxed, your speaking will naturally become so much more fluent and coherent. So if this explainer helped you out, you're going to love what else IELTS Guide Phil has to offer. There's the full blog post at IELTSGuidePhil.com, tons more video explainers right here on the YouTube channel, deep dives on the Spotify podcast, and even a really supportive Facebook community you can join.
And to make it super easy for you, all the links for everything I just mentioned are right down there in the description below.
But hey, maybe you're looking for feedback that's really personalized, to help you zoom in on your specific weak spots.
Well, IELTS Guide Phil also offers an online writing and speaking coaching service. If you're interested in getting that kind of one-on-one guidance, just ask about it in the comments below.
All right, so let's make this real. I want to know, what is the #1 strategy you're taking away from this explainer? What are you going to practice this week? Is it going to be the shadow reading, the connector challenge? Drop a comment below and let us know. We'd love to hear about your progress.